Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Just going to wait for a few more people to join in. While we're waiting on them to join in, if you can do me a favor and share the video, tag a few people to join us in the room. I greatly appreciate it. I don't have my iPad with me, so I'm not able to share it on our church page or even on the Life of the Prophet page. But if you can do it for me, I greatly appreciate it. Just tag and share and tag. Gonna give it about another minute or so. Give folk just a chance to come on in. To come on in while they're coming. I'm just gonna present who I am for the ones that don't know me and for the ones that do. Good morning. I am Dr. Deidre Samuel McLeod. I am the pastor of Divine Destiny Ministries, the place that you can be different to make a difference. I'm also the online facilitator of, thank you so much, of the online women's ministry called the Daughters of Zion Bible Study Group. If you're not a part of it, join the community. If you're not already subscribed to me, I dare you to subscribe to me on this morning. We are doing a lot of great things in our hub where I'm teaching people to understand their gifts, their callings, and helping them to go forth and understanding the call that's upon their life and so that they're able to walk this call out. Good morning. Thank you for showing up on this morning. So on this morning, I just want to talk to you just for a moment about faith. About faith. Look like the screen got a little glare. Just want to talk to you a little bit about faith. About faith on this morning. Um, I I've been I've been talking and ministering to a few people about faith and about walking forth in the thing that God has called them forth to walk in. Good morning. And one of the biggest issues that kept coming to the table or to the forefront was about faith, having the faith to do it, having the faith to believe that they're actually doing the thing that God has called them forth to do, having the faith to believe even when it does not look like nothing that God has said to them, nothing like God has spoken to them, just still trying to have faith when it's thing is crumbling. Seem like you seem so small, but everything else seems so big. Like everything seems so huge, and it's like, God, have you really called me to do this thing? And I was sharing with them. I said one of my biggest faith testimonies is about starting out with the church and starting out with the salon, after praying and believing God, after laying on my face, after tithing, after sowing seeds, after showing up for other people's dreams and visions and cheering for them. And it seemed like it was the hardest thing to do, was to get the thing up off the ground that I was believing God for. And so I believe that even in the back of the church is still with the wires hanging, and it's still with the walls are not all made, or the flooring is not down, and it just looked like a mess. I believe that sometimes God remind us of how far that we've really come. That sometimes God have to remind us that I brought you from that, and to for you to walk into this. And even if it does not look all like what you thought that it was, it still does not look like what you came out of. And that having faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. What I'm seeing, what I'm walking into now, does not even compare to what I walked out of. And so God sometimes reminds us that we got to pull it together, that we got to learn to pat ourselves on the back, that we got to learn how to cheer ourselves on, and remind ourselves that even though it don't look like what I prayed for yet, it still does not look like what I came out of. It still look better than what I left. It still looked better than how I started. It still looked better. My bank account still looked better. Even if I don't have the $1,000,000 or the $1,000 in it yet, I'm still on a place called faith. I started writing this morning, talking about faith, about how I was looking at David, how David really had to have faith to believe that I can slay this giant. And really right now, y'all, we just trying to slay some giants. We not we really just walking in off of a promise, off of walking in off of our faith to slay the giants. When he walked in, imagine being around a whole bunch of people saying there's no way that you can beat Goliath. What qualifications do you have? What make you think that you can accomplish this? And you got to listen to all of them still saying that I can do it. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, that I can still walk forth off of the promise. God, I still believe, God, that you're able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we are able to ask or think according to the power that worketh on the inside of us. I still got to have faith that even though my giant look bigger than look bigger than my faith right now, I still got to believe that God, that I'm able to do it because God, that you're bigger than this. And so I want to say to somebody, because somebody was sharing with me on yesterday, they was like, I stepped out and right now I don't know if I can sustain. I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if it can happen for me. And I had to remind them that you're not the only one. That every day, I think I saw somebody put it out there before, being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, being somebody that started their own church from ground zero. It takes faith to believe. And every day that I went forth, I didn't believe that I was able to accomplish it. I didn't think that I was qualified every day, but I still kept showing up. I kept still showing. When I tell you, you got to have a different level of faith. When you starting from the bottom, they go forth. I was just sharing with my husband while I was at the gym, and I was just sharing with him, and I said, the people's shoulders that I cried on, that I shared my dreams with, they don't support my business. They don't come to my church. I had to still believe that God gave it to me. I had to still walk in seasons of my life, the one of the scariest seasons of my life, and believe that, yeah, Minister B, that I still had to keep showing up because I had to walk off faith. So I say to you that no, your family and friends might not support you. No, they might not be cheering you on, but God is. Your greatest Goliath could be staring you in your face. And the people that you thought would be there to help tag team that joker have walked away. But you still got a job to do. You still got to slay your Goliath. You still got to go because you got to believe that God sent you to it. And if God called you to it, who are you to say I can't do it? Who are you to say, nah, I'm not going to do it because they didn't show up? My strength don't come from them. Your strength don't come from them. It comes from the Lord. Every day it's a fight. Every day, sometimes I have to remind myself, chin up, head up. Good job. And and that helps me to keep walking in faith. Sometimes your parents won't cheer you. Your siblings won't cheer you on. But you still got to have faith to believe that God gave me the vision. Everybody's not going to always understand the thing that God has given you, but you still got to go anyway. Right now, I was sharing with somebody something and how I know that my dream was too big for them. Because when I started sharing with them what I believe that God was calling me to do now, they started reminding me of how many times that it cannot work, that it possibly can crumble, that you're gonna do that now. You gonna go now? You gonna make, really? Why you didn't do that when you were younger? And saying all of that stuff. Why you didn't do that then? Last I checked, I'm still breathing. Last I checked, I'm still alive. Last I checked, the word didn't end just because the time frame that I thought that it would have happened have not happened yet. I still got a promise over my life. I still got a word over my life, and so do you. And that's sometimes the reason why you can't really walk off of the faith that God is able to do the thing, because we're sharing our dreams with people that are too small, the people that don't believe, the people that have not moved yet, the people that are fine sitting in the bleachers. Somebody just said to me the other day, the people that sit in the bleachers always have the most to say. They always can tell you how you can do it, why you should be doing it, how you should have did it, how you should have played it. They got all the answers, but yet they sit in the bleachers. They have not tried to shoot not one ball. They have not tried to go out there and make one tackle. They have not tried to be not one quarterback. They have not tried to start not one business. They don't have not one iron in the fire, not one iron in the stove. They have not started to try to file not one EIN. They have not started to try to hire not one employee. They have not started to try to write one business plan. They have not tried to start, not even getting on their knees and ask the Lord that God direct my path. Show me who to connect with. God, show me who's going to believe with me. Not one time. But yet they can tell you how to do it. Somebody got mad at me. Somebody got mad at me, and they wrote a post when I said, I'm tired of people draining me privately that don't support me publicly. Nah, I don't do what I do to look for public recognition. But why? Why? I think it was Nicodemus that sought to find God late at night. He wanted to know who he was. Wanted to answer everything, sneaking around, ducking and diving to find out who God was late at night. Why you didn't want to experience my power during the day? Why did you not want to recognize that I was anointed and that I was powerful and that I've been a blessing to you openly, that everybody can see you, but you want to drain the anointing on the backside? Be mindful of people that we connect with in this season, especially when you walking this thing out called faith. Imagine David doing it and looking, seeing my brothers. What you doing? Who watching your little sheep? Because that how they was, the little sheep that you watching. And he was like, I left somebody to maintain the sheep. I made sure that they were covered. But there's a bigger assignment upon my life. Who got faith to say, I'm right here? When I promise you that I've been praying and asking God to be more and more clear to me about my next. Because even though I'm in front of what somebody might say, my little business, my little church, I know that there's something greater that God has for me. But if you be faithful over a few things, God will make you ruler over many. Can you steward well your faith off of what look like it's small? Can you steward it well? To grow even in the dark, to believe even in the dark. Can you steward your faith well, to say, God, I still trust you. I still believe you, even when everything don't look like what you call it forth to be. Do you know how many times that I had to wipe the tears from my eyes? And I'm talking about me, I ain't talking about nobody else. That sometimes I ride in my car that I'm in right now with the music down, not saying anything, just straight silence. Because God, I'm just trying to walk this thing out called faith. Do you know how many people that I've cheered on, that I rooted for, that I cashed out privately, that I sold into, that I blessed, that they can see me on a live and they stroll right past? But yet they privately inbox, can you pray for me? They send private texts, but they get up and they put good clothes on to go to other churches that don't ever bless them, that don't ever that they don't benefit from. But I'm just trying to walk this thing out called faith. So when I tell you faith can be ugly, faith can be scary, I'm telling you that it can. But if you link up with just a few people that say that I believe in you, that I believe in your dream, if you just hook up with just one somebody to remind you to keep getting up because you made a difference in my life. When I tell you, when people in my ministry remind me that they're grateful for my yes, because see, they don't know how scared I was. And even though hearing it come out of my mouth, still you don't know the magnitude of it until you have to walk it out. I remember I remember my son, um after he got cut from the league, and when I kept telling him, I believe in you. I believe in you. I got faith. I got faith. I got faith. And I kept saying all of this stuff to him. And he said to me, Mom, it's not that I don't have faith, but it's easier for you to have the level of faith that you have for me when you don't have to walk in this ugly place that I feel like a failure, than what I believed in didn't happen. That that I had to that I believe even when it didn't look like what I thought it was going to be. Even to still have faith, even getting cut. And I had to take a minute and say, wow, he's right. Because I didn't have to walk in your shoes. I didn't feel every pain that you felt. You was on the front line. You got the front line hits. And even though I felt like I was in the fire along with you, I really didn't know how exactly that you was feeling. And so even when people at my church tell me that I'm grateful for your yes, they don't know how even though we all started together, we all started at the Landmark, we all put chairs together and cleaned up the Landmark on where they didn't had a party the night before, and then we trying to have church service and trying to saturate the atmosphere and make it pure so that we can be able to preach and praise and able to worship. They don't know the magnitude of how me and my husband really felt, because we had to walk this thing out called faith. And that our name was on the line, that even if nobody showed up and nobody tithed, nobody sowed seeds, that it was our faith that still made us still get up, even when we were looking at the bank account saying that we didn't have the money for the mortgage, that we didn't have the money to get the chairs, that we didn't have the money sometimes the pay the musicians. They didn't ever. And even now, going 7 years in, still don't have the money to even pay me, but I'm still walking off of a faith to believe that God called me to do this. Because if he called me, that he gonna see it through. So I say to you that even when it gets tough, don't quit your faith. Even if you have to start over, even if you have to pause, even if you have to take a mental break, even if you have to cry scream, yell. Don't lose your faith. I've lost a lot of friends. I even lost some church members. I've lost clients. And sometimes there have been times that I felt like I've even lost me. But don't you ever quit your faith. Believe even when you feel like that you can't do it no more. Because let me tell you something. It's impossible to please God without faith. And then the Bible reminds us, it reminds us, the just shall live by their faith. Keep going. Keep believing. Things getting hard is not an indication that it's not God. It getting hard because it might be an indication that it's confirmation for you to keep going. Pivot, scream, pause for a moment, but get back up again. This is your reminder. This is your reminder. I pray that you've been blessed on this morning. Don't lose your faith. Don't lose your faith. Again, if you have not subscribed to me, subscribe to me. Just go to my page, click on there, subscribe. I promise you that every single day I'm pouring, I'm restoring, I'm doing something to live out this call that God has given me. I was saying to my husband this morning, sometimes the words of my grandma haunt me about right before she died. I remember her saying to me, one of her regrets, one of her regrets of not doing something in her life. And so it reminded me, I don't want to regret. I don't want to regret not fulfilling my call, or at least just saying I tried. I tried. And I pray that that's your same testimony. Don't lay on your deathbed saying that I wish that I would have vacationed more, that I wish that I would have wrote the book, that I wish that I would have started the business, that I wish that I would have started the church, started the ministry, that I would have started the business, that I would have started the empowerments, that I would have gotten married, that I would have just taken time for me. Because sometimes taking time for you is faith. Don't miss the moment. Don't miss the moment. I love you guys. Remember, this is Women's History Month. Today, on tonight, we have none other than Minister Sandra Gamble and Minister Desiree Kennard um, taking the platform on today, talking about abuse, talking about being depressed and ways to get out. I'm telling you, it's going to be phenomenal. I'm so excited. I'll also be sharing nuggets and talking with them. Y'all, I know it's good to join on the live, but nothing compare to being in the building. Nothing compare. And come on, it starts at 6. Don't just watch us. Join us. Be about it. On today at 6 p.m. We're going to open up with prayer, and then we're going to go forth and just let the women of God pour in us as we continue to be stronger, wiser, and better every single day of our life. Join us every Thursday night at with evangelist Letitia McLeod as she go forth in power moments as well as in intercessory prayer. Join us also on Friday morning at 6 a.m. as I go forth in prophetic intercession live right here on Facebook, YouTube. Join us right here interceding on your behalf. And every Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. for intercessory prayer, and every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for the worship experience. Every first and third Sunday for um, evangelist, I was about to call it evangelist, Minister Bianca T. James and Deacon Clyde James as they go forth in marriage matters. They have been truly a blessing, and I'm so grateful for them. And God bless you, man of God.